Hey, we are live now. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone out there in internet land. Thanks for joining us for our journey. We were just looking at that we've been on this journey since July, mid or end July. So thank you for joining us along the way. Do know that even though this does come to an end, we're still going to be doing other things. Plus, once we get all this together, you can go back and watch this as many times as you want for free. We just put it out there because we have fun playing games. And if you want to watch, cool. We'll be there for you. So let's get right to it because this is still Series 5. But let's see how this one comes to fruition. It's all over to you, Michael.
Oh, thank you so much, Scooter. So, hello and welcome to the Dark Forest, the epic woodland fantasy that takes you on a wild journey of animal adventure, one clearing at a time. And this is it, the final clearing. This is the series finale of the Dark Forest. Episode 3 of Arc 5. Episode's title is A Chapter in the History of the Dark Forest. I will do a quick recap in a second, and then we'll get right into it. But first of all, let's meet our players. And I mean, maybe I'll say this at the end too, of course. But these guys, they've never missed an episode. Um, 15 straight episodes, a entire saga, and they were there every step of the way with their characters, watching and growing from the beginning to the end. There's gonna be more Dark Forest, a season 2 of some kind later on down the line. Maybe with these guys, if I'd be overjoyed to have them. But still, like these guys they went from the story, they took their story from the beginning to the end. So I want to extend just so much gratitude, so much thanks to the four here. I seriously could not have done it without you.
And we couldn't have done it at all without you, Mike. I mean,
Oh,
hey,
thank you,
thanks for running this game.
thank you. Let's go ahead and meet these wonderful players. Starting with Patrick.
Hello, I'm Patrick. I am playing Kiva the Crow, a Arctic hare using the Scoundrel playbook. Going into this last session, these final days of this battle, she is angry, fearful, and doesn't know what's going to happen. Uncertain.
Mm. Well, we'll certainly get some answers here. After that, it is Nick.
Well, hello there. I'm Nick, and for the final time, I will be playing Finn Fardu, the raconteur songbird. And at the moment, he's just sort of seeing what happens. If he survives, he's got a gig, permanent gig. Uh, so if he doesn't, then the troop at least has a gig.
That's a good way of thinking. Thinking, it's the good of the troop sometimes.
Yeah.
Also joining us is Kat.
I'm Kat. I am playing the Grand Duchess Yona Winterborn. Excited to finally maybe kill the man who killed my father. I gave him a speech very long ago to prepare to die, and I hope he's been preparing because tonight I kill him. And I maybe kind of expressed like feelings for someone in the last game, but I don't think maybe I communicated it well. But regardless, we're going to continue forward with battle. It is what I've been born to do, and blah blah. And I'm going to miss my rabbit friend. Any rate, move on. Something's gone wrong with my eyes.
Oh man. And then rounding us out, it is Marvin.
So, hey, I'm going to be playing Seamus Opossum, the raider and character that I've brought from first iteration of this game all the way to the end. And at long last, Seamus's goal is about to be realized. The Dark Forest is on a new path. Well, on a path to a new age. All we have to do is get through this one last fight. and kill the guy who's responsible for killing Seamus's original band, the Green Wardens. But now we have a new iteration, and they're gonna hunt him down and make him pay. Not just for the Wardens, but for everyone.
Wow. All right, very excited into it. Oh, I do got to say that Jenny and Alex, unfortunately, feeling a little poorly. You know, and hopefully they'll be okay. You know, my sister's making some soup and they're gonna go to bed early. So they'll be okay. They're really looking forward to taking part in the finale. But you know, you gotta respect your health. You gotta watch for your needs. So that's all right.
They're gonna be here in spirit, though.
Yes. Jenny just sent me a little message saying that she and Alex they're rooting for us. So yeah, they're here in spirit, and they're always welcome to pop in on any future games. We're very happy to have them for like 5 episodes, which is very very substantial. Okay. From Forest of Fear, Forest of Freedom: A History of the Dark Forest in the Early Modern Ages by Professor T.Q. Bunsley. Now we must direct our attention to the curious event known as the Siege of Talk, a rather strange military engagement between unusual combatants that occurred during the Fourth Winterborn Grand Sable War, also known as Yekaterina's War. It is not the battle itself which is unique, but rather the combatants. On one side, a detachment of Imperial troops, including the feared Wolverine Crimson Hussars and the elite Ermine Guard, all under the Intelligentsia Septimius von Stahl. The Bloody Baron, Viktor Druganov, also joined them, betraying his Tsarina for a chance at destroying the exiled heir Yana Winterborn. Yana had gathered in talk along with her allies, the famed bard Finn Cardu, notorious troublemaker Kiva the Crow, mercenary leader Seamus Opossum, rodent inventor Knives, and rat peddler Spoons. At stake, the City of Adventures itself, as well as a rare invention, a formula to easily manufacture gunpowder. An early attack and an attempted subterfuge failed, and so the Imperial forces launched another attack on the second day. And that is where we're going to begin, though not with the attack itself, with a little bit of downtime as everybody has a chance to prepare. This is the last downtime you have before the battle, in which the Imperial forces are going to throw everything they have at you. Seamus has already used his for recruiting troops, and he got Shinder Swan, so now you have this huge swan who will be helping you in the battle. But other people have not, and there's a few possible options, including, we can see the list there that I sent to you earlier, including like buying weapons, preparing fortifications, seeking out spies, recruiting troops, or sabotaging the besiegers. You guys also know, very ominously, the mask of Anna Sobolski, Kiva's sort of adopted ward, his squirrel sidekick. Her mask was just dropped into the city by bats at the end of last episode. So she has been captured and is perhaps in the Grand Sable encampment. So let's go around and see what characters would like to do for their downtime. Let's start with Kiva.
Kiva wants to mount a rescue.
Ooh, okay. That's going to be sabotage besiegers.
The other half of though is that she doesn't feel like she just wants to only go do this. She also wants to get a bit of revenge for this, and she has that keg of gunpowder that the Ermine Guard brought in. She wants to craft some bombs
nice
out of it, so that she sort of leaves a parting gift.
Right. Okay, I will tell you what. You can use those bombs to give you a +1 for this roll, along with your might. Oh, along with your Sorry, this will be a +1 to the might roll, not to the sneak roguish feat.
Okay. Not good.
This is for the sneak one.
So what's the first roll?
So the first one is a roguish feat sneak.
Okay, that's gonna be good.
Yeah, that's like sneak into the camp.
That's an 8.
An 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
Think Cat's got a question.
Yeah, go ahead, Seamus.
No, I mean, think Cat's got a question.
Oh, Cat. Sorry. Yeah.
I'm just being polite and raising my hand, though.
Right. Good.
This is an activity that says 2 people can do it.
Yes. Would you like to join in to help?
I'm asking, look, Kiva, do you want me to assist on this? I've successfully run behind enemy lines before, and what I really want to do is set up defenses on the battlement, but I don't understand how.
I feel like we've ended up swapping roles here a little bit, haven't we? Do we need more defenses, or can you spare the time?
Honestly, I'm not going to be any help putting anything up on the walls to defend anyways. I don't know what I'm doing there, but this I know. Though I don't understand how I help. If another person's on this, Michael.
Right. Basically, you can roll 1 and he rolls 1. So he already kind of rolled the stealth and did okay. You'd be the one who rolls the might in that case.
Okay, well, I'm better at might, so.
Yeah.
There's a +1 going down, though, right?
Yes. In this case, you do get a +1 for because it was gunpowder bomb.
But yeah, I will come with you. I like to destroy things behind enemy lines. It's what I'm good at.
Yeah, as I go, I sort of pull out a small box of matches, and I give it to her as well as some of the mines to use.
That makes it a 12.
Nice. For the might?
For the might, yeah. I rolled an 8 on the dice, then I've got a +3, then I've got an additional +1. That makes it a 12.
Nice. Okay, so if one rolls a 7 to 9, which I'm afraid Kiva's was, the attack is successful, but everyone involved takes 1 injury. Yeah, and armor is not going to do it for this one because it was, you have to be kind of stealthy. I imagine you probably weren't wearing the super armor. You were going in light, sneaking through the woods. So Kiva and Jan are going to take 1 injury. However, it worked. Maybe Kiva and Yana, you like find Anna, who is kind of like in a cage on sort of a post, the center of the camp. A bunch of those like ermine guards, with these Snow White ferret type creatures in their like elaborate white uniforms and like tall hats and their huge halberds are guarding her. So how do you think you like use those bombs to blast a way to a rescue?
I would suggest putting the bombs near their artillery. Blow up their artillery to draw sort of focus to there while I sneak in and get the lock open, get her out, and get her safe.
And I am there to kill anybody that needs to be killed.
Yeah.
Ooh, very cool.
Hence the might rolls.
Yeah.
Nice. I think you guys work together because nobody did the spies. You're not quite sure where their, where their ammo dump, where their artillery is being stored. But you you place the bombs where you think there's some stash of gunpowder. You're able to find that at least.
I thought spies was for finding out where they're putting their forces in the next attack.
Yeah, and also kind of like seeing what's there.
Okay.
So that would sort of like reveal what artillery they are using, if someone wants to try that.
Because I thought the purpose of sabotage was disrupting siege equipment.
Right. Okay. That's a fair
You see what
point.
I mean?
Yes. Yeah. So I would say, well, let me ask Kiva, is the overall purpose to do damage to their siege equipment or to rescue Anna? What would you say is like the overall purpose of this mission?
I think she tries to do both, which is why it's a partial success.
Right. Okay.
Kiva's focus is mostly on getting Anna out. So while not particularly clear on where to put the charges, she suggests, near the basically near artillery pieces. Not necessarily looking for their ammunition, but kind of disrupting it so they have less cannons active.
Yes. Okay. All right. I think with that roll, you actually discover something, a weapon they have brought in. They have brought in a humongous siege gun, like a grand cannon, the kind of humongous cannon that is known for like blasting down castle walls. They were like it was ready to go. Your sabotage damaged it, so they will take some time to repair it. But you think that maybe like midway through the battle, they're going to get that huge gun ready. So otherwise, like if you had not done this, they would start with that gun ready and firing at your walls. Okay. Now they're going to have to they're racing to repair it in time for the siege. So yeah, and also Anna is safe. She is able to. She has picked the lock in her cage. As soon as Yana is now just like slashing, cutting down the Ermine guard, she like jumps down, lands on Yana's back, and you guys get her to safety back into talk.
Been bloody stabbed again.
Same here, but we'll live.
Ah, yes, we'll live. Oh, maybe I can get a medic before the morning.
Yes, Sunshine, what's the name of our medic? Surgeon.
Shins?
Yeah, Shins McKenzie. You always ask Shins to kind of do a rough stitch job.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'm going to get some sleep to clear my exhaustion.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to steal a few hours of sleep. Okay, let's check in. What is
Am I able to get Shins to stitch me up?
Ooh, I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
There's just not enough time. The attack is gonna happen like within the hour. Finn, what are you doing for your downtime? Sorry to put pressure on you. This is the last one you and your friends get.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking about doing spells, but I also kind of want to be a little bit more useful than I felt like I was last time. So I'm actually going to get the Dragon's Tongue.
Oh, very cool. So you're buying something.
Yes.
Okay, this is one of Flammarion's weapons, and yes, you were able to purchase this amazing weapon, the Dragon's Tongue. Let me check it out here. Yes, which is like a primitive flamethrower.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of the various things, Flammarion's fire, which some vials were used earlier. This is like you rig it up to your back. You got the tubes of Flammarion's fire inside, and through this like clay dragon-shaped nozzle, it like squirts out a stream of flame. That just like clings to the enemy, burns them. It's a pretty gnarly weapon.
Who knows? Maybe we can repurpose it for pyrotechnics later on.
Oh, awesome! Add a little spark to the shows. Seamus.
Yeah, would it be too much to lend Finn some money if he wants to buy anything else?
No, I'm good.
No, I mean if you want to buy anything else.
No.
No. You don't want that mortar?
Oh. No.
Nah.
It'd be cool. Just like
the last argument. I mean, if you want to get the last argument.
Nah, it's just that I got like 21 value altogether.
Wow.
Pick up the last argument. Use it.
Seamus, I will let you. I mean, you kind of used yours, but I will let you get the last argument here. If you want.
You can have an extra downtime. Can I have an extra downtime?
Oh boy. See, this is
because I would like to get my injuries fixed.
This is when the teacher gives the kids one kid a treat. They all go. Yeah, I get it.
But it's I can always just take the money and run.
Oh boy, just abandon your friends? Okay.
No, I mean just take the money after the fight. It's like, okay, we can finance the entire force with this.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
Wardens.
All right. Besides, we had the whole thing about kind of letting the gunpowder weapons on the down low for now. So, never mind me then.
Okay, that's fair. All right. So with that, we're going to get into the battle. Knives and Spoons are kind of like NPCs, so we'll also decide where they're going here. But where are you guys positioning yourselves? Once again, we have Golden Goat Gate, which is like the main, the gatehouse, sort of the fortification. If that falls, I mean, that can fall. Next is St. Stanislaus Square, and that's the one that probably cannot fall. That's the one that's like right next to the Doge's palace, and if you control that, you can control the entire city. So we got St. Stanislaus Square as well. Next to that, the Grand Canal, which is the watery entrance that leads in. And then under the city, there's the sewers, which the Ermine Guard tried to slip through. This time, you're not sure where the enemy's coming from. You weren't able to get some spies in, so you don't know how they're going to attack. You know they've got a giant siege cannon they're going to be aiming at the walls, but that's all. So let's go maybe the opposites. Yana, where are you positioning yourself in your forces?
Oh, then went after me if you want to completely go the opposite.
Oh, okay. I was just thinking
or
like
not.
Yana hasn't gone in a little while, so I was going to start with you.
Oh, sure. You said the Stanislaus Square is the thing that absolutely can't fall.
That is correct. If the
So it's-
Stanislaus Square is lost, you guys lose the city.
Okay, so that is where she and all the wolves and her second in commands are.
Okay.
That's where they're. I feel like with her and 40 wolves and Lady Speckles and Lady Olga, that's probably enough. Also, by the way, what happened to Yevgeny? Because I can't remember for the life of me. He showed up and then I don't know what happened
He was
to him.
not. I mean, he was in. I mean, he's like hanging out in the Doge's court. He was there at the meeting, though he really didn't say anything or do too much. I mean, he might have been like listening to Septimius a little bit. But yeah, otherwise he's just kind of hanging out at the court. You know, he probably talked with Septimius, but you're not sure what about. Yeah.
Other than that, you know, she's just waiting and trying to find somebody to stitch her up still because she doesn't want to go into this one injury down, but it doesn't seem like that's the thing. So
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm going to give you time for that. I think you're going to have to do one injury down. Okay, Yana plus wolves, and then we got Speckles and Lady Olga. Your two knights. Two knightly cats.
did she do the thing she did before where she tried to stitch herself up?
Oh. You know, I think there might be some time. I will say there's going to be some time like in the midst of battle when you can do that.
Okay.
Or like during a respite in the battle.
Alrighty.
You might also be able to like dash back and find shins to do that during the battle. But like the
Okay.
battle is starting now, so there really isn't time to do much more.
Alrighty.
Okay. What is Kiva doing? Where's Kiva positioning herself?
So far, what's still left?
So far, nobody's on Golden Gate walls. Nobody is in the Grand Canal. And you have your boat as well. You can use the Wise Salmon to help guard the canal.
Are there still any mines left, basically?
Oh, like in the harbor?
Yeah.
I think they were used up from last time.
Okay. I don't have any cannons, do I, on my ship? I have no weapons.
You guys got weapons for your ship. I can look up the stats, but I remember you worked pretty hard on outfitting that guy, that Wise Salmon.
Okay. Then yeah, I'll take a crew of some competent sailors, and we'll protect the Grand Canal from the Wise Salmon.
Yeah, it's got like a ballista on it. I know. I don't think it has any cannons. You do have a cool ballista and a crew.
Yeah, well, ballista versus other ships might not be necessarily the greatest.
That's fair.
We did sink a ship though. Could we have taken any cannons from them?
Ooh. You're right. You were attacked by those pirates. Let's see. Give me just a luck roll. We'll see what happened there.
That's a 7. Bare minimum.
Okay, you got like one shit. You got one cannon. It's a
Okay.
decent cannon though.
I'm glad I have +3 luck.
Yeah.
That was a 4. Okay, so then I'll take our cannon, I'll take our ballista, and I'll set us up near the near sort of just inside the Grand Canal, so we have cover from barrage from a distance. As soon as any ship comes in to sort of sail up, we can hammer them.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Yana brings up a good point that she would have been wearing the Mail of the Tundra, which is like the stealth armor. So yes, that would have taken the damage instead of the injury. Yes, a good point.
Okay, thank you. Because you were like, you wouldn't have been wearing your armor. I'm like, I don't think that's accurate. But,
Yeah, you're right. I totally forgot you have like the camouflage armor that you.
Yeah,
would've-
she has the camo armor. She definitely would have been wearing her armor.
Absolutely. Okay. All right. So, let's check. What is Finn doing? Where is Finn positioning himself?
Okay, I'm not okay. I think if Kiva's got the canal, and the square is covered, just in case he'll take him and a small group will be down in the sewers,
Okay.
just in case.
Maybe some beasts in arms. You guys still have the sneaking companions. They got hammered
Yeah.
pretty bad, but their survivors are still with you. And the axolotls are also there, I bet.
Let's take the axolotls. They seemed capable down there.
Yes, they got hurt, but some have
Yeah.
survived and are still ready to fight.
So hopefully there won't be as much of a fight down there. And if not,
Okay.
I've got a fun new toy.
And where will Seamus go?
The only place left would be the Golden Gate, Gate, right?
Ah, that is correct.
Yeah, Seamus is hoping the Crimson Hussars will be the first to start the gate. It's basically trying to set up the wardens wherever the Hussars will be.
Okay. A good point. All right. So with all preparations made,
Oh yeah. Before we do something though, can I make a plan of attack?
of course.
All right. This is gonna be the last fight of this siege. And I don't know if we're all gonna make it, but we all know what our duties are and what our job is, what the goal is. Defend the city, win the war. You all know your parts, you all know your jobs. Let's get to it. And got the bastards while we are.
You see, Nan Neville's like hoists up her claymore and goes like, "For Seamus!" And all of those forester squirrels are like hoisting up their bows. Shinder Swan like spreads his huge white swan wings, and they're all shouting, "For Seamus and the Green Wardens!"
Rolled a 2 and a 5 plus might. That's a 10. So I got 3 hold,
Wow.
which is very good because I think we're gonna need it.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, so we'll start at the Grand Canal with Kiva. The first part of their attack is you see Admiral Danziger's flagship going in. This is like a full like triple decker ship. They've got ballistas and cannons, a bunch of those like giant otters standing ready to board, and they are coming in hard, going for like a strafing and then boarding action on you, trying to take you out so they can dock on the banks of the canal. So Kiva, what are you? This ship is like way bigger than yours, by the
Oh,
way.
of course, yeah.
Yeah. So Kiva, what's your plan here?
Kind of a crazy one, I'll tell you that right now. I would like to take one of our kegs of gunpowder that we have on the ship, a cannon,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to get an extra long piece of rope, douse it in oil,
Okay.
and use a knife to sort of cut a hole in the top.
Mhm.
Stick it in there, and find the biggest, burliest person on the ship, and just say, "Let her rip." And I'm gonna have him basically throw a improvised grenade out of a gunpowder keg onto the deck of their ship.
Whoa, very cool. All right, so this is create to destroy.
Yep. That was excellent. That's a 12.
Amazing. 12. Okay. So what is? I'm just getting all the books set up here. Let me check out what is a 12 result for create to destroy. Let me check it out myself here.
Pick one. My options are more dangerous than intended, larger or more unwieldy, or more temperamental or fragile. But I'm gonna choose more dangerous than I intended. I don't exactly know. I've never really kind of just thrown a keg on fire at somebody. But I imagine that it's a very large explosion.
Oh yes, it's a big boom. I'm gonna say with that, like you actually blast a hole in their hull, and they start like sinking and putting on water. You hear the otters like shouting. You can see chaos across the deck. Danziger, just this like ancient weathered otter, with like scars running through his fur, still standing on the quarterdeck. He like just points with his sword, and you hear shouts from their officers, being like, "Bring us about, prepare to board." And their ship smashes into yours, and those giant otters start running off. So like they're sinking, but they're trying to just use their momentum to smash into your ship, carry the whole thing into the banks of the canal. Kiva, you are going to take, I'm going to say, 2 injuries as one of these giant otters like leaps off and bashes you with a boarding pike.
Fair enough.
So, do you have armor?
I do not.
Okay, I'm afraid you are going to take those 2 injuries. And yeah, now there is just like a melee going on your deck.
Okay. Good thing I have the pistol.
Oh boy. All right. We'll check in with you in a second. Meanwhile, Seamus, you are over there on the gates. So you're seeing a few things. Across from you guys, you can see this like a bunch of boars, these draft animals, bringing out the siege gun, setting it up. There's like a big, crack in it from the explosion earlier. But they are like working on putting it together and aiming it. So probably in a round or 2, they'll have it ready to fire. The other thing you notice is worse. A giant siege tower comes rolling out of the woods and starts rolling to a halt in front, starts like moving in towards your towards the walls. It's got like those alpine marmots are like inside, kind of like in like lower areas, shooting arrows out of it, and you can't quite see who's in it. I'm gonna say that General Bunzika and some of his Hoplite rebels are there on the top with like their little cannons and primitive arquebuses. So they're helping you open fire along with the squirrels. So they're peppering this thing with arrows, but it's looking like it's probably gonna land and get there. So Seamus, what are you doing in the middle of this?
How many of the wardens have like mounts, goats, boars, stuff like that?
Oh, I'm not sure if any of them. You didn't really request any cavalry. You got some archers. You have, but yeah, Nan and Shinderswan are kind of on foot. So.
And we got the 4 Kepler guards, so we don't have.
Oh yeah, those guys. They're big, but they're also they're on foot.
Well,
Shinderswan does have wings though and can fly.
He can fly?
Yes, he's a swan.
Cinder Swan, how do you
Yeah.
feel about carrying me over to that siege tower? Just the top of it.
Shinderswan like thinks it over and he's like, that sounds kind of fun.
That it does. And you're strong enough.
Oh, certainly.
So you can pick me up. I don't think you're able to pick up a boar, though.
No, a little too big for Shinderswan. That's a big animal.
Ah, well, and so
You're just a little possum. You're so tiny.
Aye.
So
I know,
little, cute.
Already regretted my decision. Anyways, come on,
Please
bird
hop
brain.
on.
All right, Seamus is gonna hop on Cinder Swan. Hey,
All right, where is Shinderswan taking you?
right, the very top of that siege tower.
Oh man. Okay. All right, let's see. Give me a. Oh yeah, sorry, Seamus.
Would this be like a blind side? Because I doubt they would ever see this coming.
Yeah, I like that. Let's do this as a blind side. So, go ahead and do attempt a roguish feat blind side.
Righto. So that's finesse. That's a 5, looking good. That's another 5 for a 12.
Wow. Okay, I think here's what happens. You're on Shinder Swan's back, and together you just like dive bomb into this siege tower. You like crash into it. It like it kind of it's like its wheels sort of tilt. It falls down. It like smashes against the walls, but like well lower than the top. Its front is like totally smashed open. The archers that are inside it aren't able to get good shots anymore. Animals like go flying. And are you like jumping off of it to go onto the ruins of the siege tower? Or are you staying on Shinder Swan's back?
I was thinking of jumping into the top of the siege tower and just going to town on the archers in there.
Oh,
Close
nice.
quarters combat. They can't move around effectively.
Yes, very good. All right, you jump off of the siege. You jump off of Shinder Swan's back. Like we get some flying possum action, and then you like crash down onto the top of the platform. Everything's at an angle because the tower itself is kind of destroyed. There's like a few marmot archers who are like going for their swords. I'm not gonna make you roll for. I think you dispatch them pretty easily. Just a few quick swings of the axe, and they're just like collapsing around you. But then you see like further down this tower. This is a pretty big tower. You hear boar hooves pounding, and like coming up the ramp is Miklos the Red. He rams right into you, like knocking you out of the sort of like the spiral staircase in the inside of the tower, smashing you onto the top. So you're like kind of on this ruined, jagged platform that's well below the top of the walls, and you have been kind of like blindsided and knocked senseless. I'm gonna say because you got rammed by a boar, you're gonna take 5 injuries here.
Okay, 5 injuries.
Yes,
I have
armor can take it though. Yeah.
All right, so I can spend the 3 wear and my armor's gone. But wait a minute. I also have the shield. Would I be able to parry it?
Yes, you can use the parry move with the shield.
Okay. It's the King of Kite shield, so let's hope this works. I can use that with my... It's a 2... And that's another 2 for 7?
Okay, that's fair.
So what can I do with parry?
Parry is 3 options. One of them is you don't suffer any harm.
Yes, I'll do that.
Oh, nice. So like as this boar is charging up at you, you swing up the shield, the boar's tusks like crash into it. You go like flying back, you skid and bash up against the wall. But like the shield took that damage. You can see these like huge dents from the boar's hooves. Miklos, this like humongous Wolverine wielding like a nasty mace shaped like his face, like with his snarling fangs and fur forming the spikes, is like on the back of this boar, his huge red cape around, and he's like, Seamus Opossum. I was so looking forward to this.
The feeling's mutual, you bastard.
Nice. We'll pick up with that in a second. Yana, you are waiting in the square. You don't quite see. You see there's chaos in the walls. There's chaos in the port that is close by. Both of them are close to you, but right now nothing's in the square. No attackers, at least. So what would you like to do?
We're here to defend the square specifically, are we not?
That is true, yes.
Then that's what we're doing. She doesn't believe in breaking ranks,
Okay. That's fair. We're staying put.
What she's doing is she's riding back and forth, inspecting the troops on Galahad the Goat, and, occasionally giving each individual wolf encouraging words rather than a big speech.
Nice.
Because she's just, everyone that she says, like, occasionally she'll tell them, like, I'm not one for large speeches. I care about you personally. I want you to live through this fight. Remember, you are a chosen warrior. You've proven yourself in battle over and over and over again. I believe in you, or you would not be here. Hold steady. The enemy will be here soon enough. and doing something similar like that to every single troop.
Oh, definitely. That's like for sure building up the morale. You do know, I should have said, you do know that help is coming.
Okay.
From Knives and Spoons sent out a bunch of moths asking their children and all their grandchildren to come help. And also Semyon contacted you and then said the Ice Riders have rallied to your cause. A pretty big host of them has embraced you, and they're going to be riding in to help soon under not little Petro.
Right. And they're all going to be coming from behind. So that's part of the strategy is, kind of hold where we are so nobody gets through, because we know that at some point the reinforcements are coming from the rear, which the enemy doesn't expect. Does that make sense?
Yeah, good points.
So she's holding, because if they take the castle, that's bad.
Good point.
And I understand that there are people that are probably beginning to get into the city, but we fight better as a unit than breaking apart in chaos.
Okay, that's fair. So you're kind of holding position there. What is Finn doing in the sewers? Right now, also, there's nobody coming from the sewers.
Okay. Oh.
It's okay to hold position. It's also okay to leave the sewers and go help out Kiva or Seamus, or move into the square.
Yeah, I think. Well, Finn doesn't really know what's going on up there, so
I mean, I would say they're within earshot, and messages can go back and forth. So
okay, so if he's gotten any sort of information about the siege, or at least the siege weapons and anything like that, he will basically tell the axolotls and if anyone else is down there to sort of hold the line there, and he's going to hop on Michel and try and get towards the siege cannon and try and destroy it with his new toy.
Wow. Okay. So you were just going on a solo mission of destruction on the back of this super fast mountain goat.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. Okay. You're able to. Oh, Yana, you raising a?
Yeah. Just sorry, really quickly. The reason I'm not helping Kiva isn't Kiva out on the water?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's no way for me to help Kiva.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's on the banks, so but yeah, it is kind of it's not quite next to you. Yeah. Yeah, no, you're making it's a good decision. I don't think anybody was questioning it. Strategically, it's good. Okay, Finn, you hop on that mouflon. You're able to use the sewer does as a tunnel leads out into sort of the bay there. So you're able to just you ride that down through the sewers. You come out through the tunnel. The mouflon's able to jump from some stones and then go onto the shore. And then you're rushing at the flank of their camp, where you see they have this humongous siege gun that's going to be ready real soon.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, because I believe there's the Infernal Breath, which I can mark where to unleash a true infernal of fire. And it's supposed to set enemies and structures on fire, and it does 3 additional harm than its normal harm.
All right, you're gonna go for that one now?
Yeah, I'm basically I'm basically just going straight for the cannon, and if anyone is around the breath when it's fired, then they're lost.
Oh wow. Okay, so we're getting flamethrower action from Goat back.
Yes.
You were just riding this mountain goat. You take both hands off of the reins. The mountain goat's well trained enough that you can pull this off. You don't need to roll because you're mark and wear. You swing the nozzle of this flamethrower around and just unleash a torrent of flame into the side of the cannon. The metal is like on fire. You know, the fire clings to it. The frame that it's being built on like burns up. You know, just I mean, this is gonna work, but just to decide with the pure effectiveness, why don't you give me a wreck something roll, and you can use finesse for that instead of might,
Okay.
just to see the extent of the damage. But you're definitely doing a lot of damage to it.
Oh no, dice. Why?
How do we do?
5.
Okay.
The dice gods were not kind.
I
Alright.
don't think any of us can help there.
Unless Seamus wants to burn a. Actually, no. That it would.
That would
he would
But
have
that
to
only
burn
get you
2.
up to 6.
Yeah, he would have to burn 2.
Yeah. I can still do it if you want. We
That's
only
up to
have
you.
Okay.
You would see sort of this. You would see Finn on Goatback.
Can you burn 2? Is
I
that
can.
allowed with your move?
Let's see. You can spend your hold 1 for 1, regardless of distance, while the plan is being carried out.
So it's just 1.
Just one. So that
Okay.
that
One
Okay, then
for
that's fine.
one.
That's
I don't
fine,
know
then.
if that means you can only spend 1 at a time, or just.
I would read it that way.
Okay.
Okay, 1 for 1 then.
All right. So Finn, you are going to be in a bad spot. You do a lot of
doesn't
damage
surprise
to
me.
this. Yeah, you do a lot of damage, but like as you're wheeling around, some arrows start like humming towards you. One does strike you for 1 injury. And you see that now the way is blocked. A bunch of these ermine guards moved in front of you and are forming like a phalanx with their halberds. So now you're kind of stuck in their camp. But the cannon is pretty much destroyed.
Great.
Okay. Let's check in with Kiva and the boat. So what's happened now, like while there's melee going on in the boats, they have crashed into the bank of the canal. Right now, some gangplanks are going down. It's not an easy fit, but Yana, you are able to see this. They put the Ermine Guard like into this boat, and now these guys are like marching out, all in these white uniform ranks, heading into the square. So on your turn, you'll be able to attack them. Okay, Kiva, you're still like battling them on the deck of your ship. What are you doing here?
Do I see the gangplanks going down?
Yes, and you're like in melee with some of these giant otters, and your sailors are battling them.
And I wanted to try to get to the cannon on deck, and if I can, wheel it about and fire at the guard as they're trying to disembark.
Nice. Let's see.
I'll take whatever damage I need to get there to do this.
Okay, I'll think you take 1 injury, being like stabbed by a boarding pike.
Okay.
And why don't you do? Let's see. I don't know if disable device works. I could see blindside if you have that one working for this.
I do have
could see-
blindside.
Okay, let's do blindside. I mean, wreck something could also work, but yeah, go for blindside.
Blindside. That's it's a finesse, right?
Yes. Roll your
11.
speed. Nice. You're able to like you take a stab from one of these giant otters. You like expertly dive around them, leap with some rabbit hopping onto your cannon, swivel it into position, hit the fuse. It like blasts into the shot doesn't just tear into one gangplank. It like rips into a dozen, like all 3 of them, taking them all out. These ermines go flying. A lot of them plop right into the drink. And the few that made it to shore are just like stunned and weakened. More of them are like trying to get like leap over the railings, try and make their way into the square. But yeah, their assault here is seriously hampered. Okay, Seamus, you and Miklos are fighting it out. Miklos is going to he's going to try and get his boar to like ram you against the wall, while then he jumps down and like hacks you to pieces. So I want you to do a grapple with the boar,
All right. Grapple that.
and let me see how you do with that one as the boar tries to pin you down.
That's 2. And that's 6. Plus might, that's 11.
Nice. So the boar rams into you. Which one are you picking for you making the choice first?
So I make a choice first. Cool, cool. Let's see. Strike fast. Long. Down. I'll exploit a weakness. I'll mark 1 exhaustion to inflict 2 injury on it.
Ooh, okay. You're able to see a hole in the armor, like under there, this boar's caparison, its armor, and you like just slam your axe into it. It like squeals, a bunch of like hot boar blood juts out and coats you. While you are pinned, Miklos hops over and does strike you. I'm gonna say for 3. You're not that big of a target, but his mace crashes into you. This one you're not able to parry because you're pinned.
But I can use the armor.
Yeah,
So 3 damage, you said?
yeah.
It's marked. Well, I'm not going to use it after this fight anyway. Let's mark all 3. The armor's gone.
Ooh. All right, Miklos just like shatters your arm with a swing of his mace, and he's like, "There you are, Possum. No running away now."
Whoever said I wanted to run? I got you exactly where I want you.
And then Seamus, he's
Mhm.
pulling back his mace for another blow, and you hear a shout from up above, "For Seamus, for the Green Wardens!" And an arrow from one of the foresters like shoots down, hits him in the side. You hear another roar and a honk as Shinderswan rises up, now with Nan Nevers riding on his back.
Yay.
She jumps off and with a swing of her sword shoves Miklos back a little bit. And she's like standing close to you and being like, "Get your paws off of my man."
Gotta love her.
And as the two of you raise your blades against Miklos together, Yana, what are you and the wolves doing?
Well, now that the enemy is here, she is charging ahead on Galahad. Sword down, shield up, mouth frozen in a snarl, and we are going to do Storm a Group as she
Nice.
rides straight into them, leading the wolves.
Oh man, okay. Roll Stormer Group for this glorious charge.
Nice. And I've got a 10.
Whoa, okay, you can you choose the 2 here.
Yeah. So first of all, I have to mark exhaustion for storming a group.
Mm-hmm.
I am marking a second exhaustion for the option of you use them against each other, mark exhaustion again, and they inflict their harm against themselves.
Nice.
So it's that she and the goat are moving so quickly through them, they're not landing any blows on her. They're like just a second off and they kind of stab each other. If that makes sense.
Man.
And I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that means she takes no injury, unless I misread that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because it
You also
says
get
they
to
inflict
pick-
their harm against themselves. So
Yes, and you got a 10 as well, right?
I did get a 10. So that means
Yeah.
I get to do another option, and I am going to
Yeah.
inflict 2 morale harm on them.
Oh man. All right. So these are like the Emperor's Own. They were expecting an easy. I mean, they fought pretty hard and lost a lot in the Battle of the Stewards, but these guys were like thinking they'd be an easy victory after they sailed around and boarded. And then just like you come charging across the square, a bunch of like wolves with pikes and like bardishes, long axes, racing after you, General Geza, just crying out like, "For Yana, the true Winter Throne!" And then behind you on the goat, they just smash into these ermines, hurling them back into the water.
Yeah, and I've got to imagine the wolves are probably like one of the bigger types of creatures in this world. So it's
Oh,
a
for
lot
sure.
like fighting werewolves, really.
Oh yeah, it's a werewolf jamboree.
Yeah.
It's
They're
a
all like
werewolf army.
howling and being
Yeah.
vicious, and it's like, oh, we've all made horrible mistakes in our lives.
Yeah, these fancy white uniforms, they're not staying white after this. There's going to be a lot of red on them for sure.
Yeah.
So as you're forcing their attack back into the water, like they're definitely not doing so well over here. Their whole ship is kind of like tilting to the side. Their sailors and their beasts at arms are trying to get off as well. It looks like the fight in the square is definitely leaning your way. And then to kind of like change the balance, or actually, let's check over with Finn. You are sort of like stuck near that sewer entrance with like a bunch of, with the whole phalanx of the Ermine Guard just kind of like surrounding you and moving in. And then you hear a bunch of shouts coming from the water, and you see like at least 40 little rowboats being paddled by little rats, paddling their way in. Knives and Spoons have actually snuck out of the city to meet up with them, so Knives and Spoons are leading them. And there is a huge group of their kids and grandkids. I'm talking Tongs is there. Ladle is there. Scoops. And then the weird one, Spork. All of these various rats, of course, named after, kitchen implements. You don't want to mess with Cleaver. He's like he's the bad boy for sure. Spork is also kind of a bad boy, or a bad girl, perhaps. I haven't decided the details about Spork. They are all coming in. All of them have like
Spork is non-binary.
Yeah, Spork would be they them, I think.
Yeah.
Not that's not weird though. That's a normal
No.
thing. Yeah. So they're all paddling their way in. They have like crazy Spoon's mighty battle cry, "Hey, how's it going?" as Yana calls. And these rats are like just leaping out. They all have bizarre weapons that are like knives as various, like pile driver, spring-loaded blades, little like miniature catapults. Everything his crazy brain could create that is now arming them. So they're hopping off, and
Sorry, Gramos brings up a good point. There's twins that are called chopsticks.
oh yeah,
Chopsticks.
Chopping sticks. Yeah.
yes, we gotta have chop and sticks. Cutting board is one of them. He's kind of like a big rat. Egg beat, these boxing
Whisk.
gloves ready to throw down. We can go on. There's a lot of
Thanks. Well, that changes what I had in my head.
yeah. So they land and start hopping off and like asking you to hurry over and join them. But you do have these Ermine Guard in the way. So what are you doing?
Okay. Are the rats like? Have they engaged yet?
No, they're still like trying to get you to come over to their side to like help you.
Okay. That can be. That is in my favor then. So, as I try to escape, I'm going to mark another where to do a wall of flame.
Oh, nice. All right. So yeah, as you ride back, you just like work the trigger of the dragon's tongue and unleash a big line of flame behind you. And yeah, thanks to that holds back the Ermine Guard, and you rush over and join those rats.
Oh, thank you for the assist. I almost was. Whew, not the brightest idea I've had.
I imagine Spoon say something like, "Well, you took out the cannon, don't knock it."
That's fair enough. Let's head back in.
All right, you're able to hop into one of these boats, and they paddle over into the sewers. All right. At this point, something else happens that's kind of bad, or very bad. Yana, you're in the middle of this battle, and pretty much everybody is engaged. Nobody's eyes are really on the gate, and you guys see that Evgeny is there. And then suddenly, cutting through all of the chaos of the battle, there is a creak of gears, a rumble inside the Barbican. And then the Golden Goat Gate creaks open. Through the chaos of the battle, a hunched, threadbare fox stands by the lever. Evgeny Winterborn. He stares back as the Imperial troops surge through the gap. I'm sorry, sister, he whispers to himself. But von Stahl promised me our throne. And he is letting, first of all, they have the rest of the Crimson Hussars, all mounted on boars, come galloping in, and they are followed by the Bloody Baron, and he has a lot of his bats like swooping low, swooping through the gate, trying to attack the rest of the gate's defenders, forcing their way into St. Stanislaus Square. So, the gate's still important, but now it is open. Okay, let's check back with Kiva back on the ship. What is Kiva doing?
Kiva's still at the cannon. Kiva's gonna try to muster some crew to help reload it. She's gonna turn and sort of wheel it as best she can towards the gate, saying that it's open. And seeing Afghani, seeing Bloody Baron, seeing all the troops go in. Regardless, whatever happens around the ship, she's gonna fire the cannon towards the gate.
Oh man. Okay. Go ahead and give me a target someone roll.
That's gonna be a 12.
Nice. Were you aiming for anyone in particular, or just like at the gate? What was sort of the goal of your shots?
My shot is I was trying to inflict injury. I'm trying to take out whoever I can see, even if it's a Winterborn sibling.
Okay.
The soldiers at the gate are gonna get shot with a cannon.
Right. Okay. I think like your shot blasts into the first Crimson Hussars to charge through, just shatters their charge. Like bits of boar and bits of Wolverine go flying everywhere as this huge cloud of smoke bursts over and consumes the battlefield. It's giving a lot of the defenders a chance to like hop down from the walls and join the battle in the square. However, oh yeah, go ahead, Kiva.
It was to target someone, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to quickly have us reload and fire again.
Okay, Kiva, I will say since you're focusing fire on the gate and not on your ship, that your ship has taken a lot of damage at this point. It's like smashed into the flagship is like smashed into you. These otters are like taking it over, and they've like fired their cannons into your side. They've done a lot of damage to your mast. The wise Sam, if you change course and like try and sail it away or really work on defending your ship, you could hold it. Otherwise, by the next round, it's probably going to be totally controlled by the boarding otters.
Why Salmon only knows one way, forward. Keeping on course we're doing, the city is more important.
Whoa, okay. So even though the ship is like listing to the side and there's like otters closing in all around you, you and your sailors are still like load the gun again and ramming the cannonball home to fire one more time. Okay, Seamus, you and Miklos are still battling it out on this on the top of the siege tower.
Does Seamus know that they breached the gate?
You can see them streaming in. Also, I think Miklos's boar is like dying after you got that nasty hit on it.
Mm-hmm.
He knows he's outnumbered. He is going to try and jump, smash into you, and carry you off the tower and like bring you down to smash you on the ground below.
Okay.
Let me see what would be best for this.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a. Let's do a trust fate roll for this one.
Ooh.
See how well it goes.
I do have 2 in luck, so
Okay.
this might not be bad. That's a 4. And that's a 6 for 12.
Oh man. Okay. So he goes over to try and like pull you off. What do you think happens to him? Or he
I
tries
do-
to like ram into you and carry you off. What happens to him?
I do the exact same thing, except I'm the one who's throwing him off the tower.
Oh man. Are you like
And-
sort of riding him down to smash him into the ground as well?
Yeah. And as Seamus is going down, he yells to the rest of the wardens, Nan and Cinderswan included, "Hold the gate! Don't worry about me! On your lives, hold the gate! And hold the dark forest!" As he falls to the ground.
Whoa. Okay. You just like, atomic elbow. I don't know. I gotta brush my wrestling moves.
People's
But you
elbow.
just like, pile drive him straight down from the tower, smashing him onto the ground. His armor takes a lot of damage. He's really hurt. You are on top of him. He is like trying to come to his feet, trying to swing up his mace and bash it into you. You can do one more thing before he like is able to get back up and keep fighting. He's got that Wolverine ferocity keeping him going now because he's taken a lot of damage from that.
Alright, he's gonna try and swing at me.
Hmm.
I'm gonna do the parry again, but hopefully I get the one that I really would like on this.
Okay.
So with might, that's a 4. That's a 1. With 3, that's an 8. So I only pick one.
Okay.
I'm going to disarm my opponent,
Whoa.
and if for dramatic effect, the shield's destroyed in the process as well.
Oh man. All right. So he just like he swings the mace up, just like after he's been injured so badly from this fall, this wild flail. You hold up, you swing the shield up, they smash together. His mace like goes flying. Your shield is just reduced to splinters. And he like kind of pulls himself back up, is growling. He has a knife, more like a short sword on his belt, that he's like pulling free and being like, you can tell he's taken a lot of injury from this, and he's, his words are being slurred, he's hurt. And he's just like, that's all right, Seamus. I prefer it this way. This is the Wolverine's way. Just you and me up close, my claws and my teeth in your flesh.
One way or another, you're not gonna see tomorrow.
Whoa, and these two combatants squaring off. Meanwhile, the rest of your forces are like, they're shooting arrows from the tower into the Ermines. Or not really, the Ermines are, they're going through it as well. Mostly the Hussars and the Baron's beasts are charging through. They're shooting their arrows down. Nan gives you like a forlorn look, but she listens to you. She realizes that like you've got this,
Yeah,
and
she's
she
in
leaps
command of
into
the
their
wardens
ranks as well. Yeah, she leaps into their rank with her claymore, a swirling tornado of destruction, and Cinderswan just like jumps off and plops into their ranks as well. Okay, Yana. So you guys you did a really good job driving the Ermines back. They're starting to recover, and then you see these Hussars coming through, and you also see in the middle of them your Baron sense is tingling.
Sure.
You zoom in, and you see he's like riding his own war boar right in the middle, clad in this this black and red armor, this hunched over, scarred lynx, one ear gone from your father's teeth. His like huge falchion, this broad bladed sword in his hand as he's like laying into the back of the defenders, and he is riding his boar in as well.
So she should still be relatively close to Lady Olga and Lady Speckles, correct?
Oh yeah, they charged with you for sure.
Great. So she says this just loud enough to hear above the clangor.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't a shouted thing, though, for the enemies to hear. She says, Lady Speckles, capture my brother. Lady Olga, get the gate shut. And then she announces loudly, wolves, follow me, we charge. And we're going to charge the enemy that's coming through the gate.
Nice. Okay.
If she can, she'd like to make it up to the Baron, but if not, we're doing another Harrier group first.
Right.
Or not Harrier group, but whatever it is, Storma group.
let's do Stormer group to get to the Baron because he's like in
Yeah.
the middle of their forces. He's not
Yeah,
he's
I
the
figured like
second.
he's a bit behind. She's really going to be going down hard on the exhaustion, but once she attacks the Baron, she clears it. So
Nice. Okay. It's a good
because her nature is Avenger, clear exhaustion when you openly attack those who've wronged you or your sworn vassals or wards. So
nice.
once she attacks the Baron, it should clear out her exhaustion. But in the meantime, let's mark more exhaustion.
Let's do it. Stormer group.
Yeah, we're storming a group. Okay, I still got a 7. So
Okay, that's fair.
it's not the end of the world. I think that's only one thing.
Correct.
But I will do one more exhaustion to make them turn their attacks against each other.
Okay.
In this case, she's. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
I was wondering,
okay.
I was wondering if
Oh,
it's
Kiva?
possible. Yeah, bonus possible if I could assist to give her the +2.
Oh, sure, with the cannon. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense to me. Yeah,
Yeah, I
absolutely.
mean, that'll get me up to a 9 unless we want to.
And 1 gold.
All right,
Ooh,
that'll do
okay.
it.
Very cool. That cannon thunders. You remember some advice from Seamus about like how to charge? Proper
Yeah.
charging procedure.
Right. Okay, so I'm still marking the other exhaustion to make them turn their harm against themselves because she's really saving up for this one-on-one battle with the Baron.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And the other thing that she is doing is actually, you know what? This time out, she's gonna inflict you know what? I'm going with morale again because these wolves are really scary. Two morale harm on this group as they suddenly realize, oh crap, as like the massive wolf troops come rushing in. They're covered in blood, but none of it's theirs.
Oh man. Yes. So I mean, this is like they're going against the heavy cavalry. But again, your wolves have like, pole arms. So they're able to just like charge in, hold them in place. And it's some like it's like the bits of Agincourt when the French knights finally reached the British ranks and just fell into pikes and hammers and got destroyed.
I'd imagine there's a lot of just
Yeah,
riders. Riders' mounts keep going, and the riders are like stuck on the end of a pike.
Yes, a lot of boars are hurt. I mean, it does do a lot of damage to your wolves as well. Like, it's not
Sure.
a total, like they're cleaving into them, but they're taking damage. But like you definitely stop the charge and you stop the momentum. And then through the chaos of this battle, are you still on your goat?
Oh yeah, she's still on
Yeah.
Galahad. She's moving out ahead of the troop. She's not a lead from behind kind of lady. She's definitely I'm out in front on my goat. I don't care. Come at me, bro.
Right. So you're like on the back of the goat, swinging the sword down, and you see like just coming through the dust, the snow of the battle, the Baron and his boar charging straight for you. So you can like, let's see. I think you can do like one thing before we switch over to Finn.
Sure. I mean, if the Baron's coming at her and she's coming at the Baron, she's just getting the shield up to take his first blow,
Okay. Yes, I think he does swing into you, so you can use the shield. You can use the parry move. Otherwise, you're taking 4 harm.
I think I'm going to use the thick property of the shield to mark a wear on the shield and just
Right.
take that harm.
All right. Very good.
I'd rather mark the wear on the shield to just use the thick.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes. So the
'Cause I
shield
think thick
absorbs.
stuff's like all the harm, which is bazonkers, but
That's pretty cool. I mean, you can't do all the cool stuff with parry though, like disarming him, but that's okay.
I'm not trying to do the cool stuff with parry. I'm
fine.
more just trying to stop this damage from going through.
Right. Okay. So he smashes into your goat. The goat gets like knocked back a bit, but it's standing steady. And your shield, you like hoist up the shield the last moment, and the falchion like stabs into it. To get that clang of metal against metal. But he is not able to pierce that shield. He like just brings it back. Your shield is ringing. Your arm aches, and he's like, he says, "Little Yana, has been too long. I've longed for this day.
Do you not remember the ball? Are you going senile, old man?
I mean, yes, that's what I mean. It's been too long. I saw you. That was a while ago. Not too long, of course, but still too long for me.
You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Whoa. Okay.
She's also panting because she's nearly hit the end of her exhaustion track.
Oh, nice. Okay, Finn. You and everybody else are in the sewers. I think Knives, leader of the axolotls, and Jan or Stunk, General Stunk, the leader of the Stinking Companions. They come together and they're like, Finn. Knives is saying, I think we're needed up top.
Quite so. All right, onward then to the fun. Well, fun for most people, not me. Anyways, and I will ride out. Could I possibly? My plan is to ride out towards the gate and try and help Seamus with his battle.
Ooh, good point. Seamus is actually outside of the gate, so
Okay.
you can ride around though to help him though.
Yes. However I can, because that's a fun little thing that we have. Because he is my family, or I consider him family. So.
All right. Yeah, you hop onto the Mouflon and just like gallop your way back through the sewers again, leaping over those stepping stones, hopping onto the shore, and you see Seamus and Miklos battling it out.
So upon seeing that, I just sort of like well, I had something, but I guess my brain decided to have it leave. I'm basically gonna be like, boy, Miklos, you seem to be struggling there, my friend. What? You don't think you're good enough for this battle? Seamus seems to be perfectly fine.
Whoa, you're definitely making him angry.
Vicious mockery.
Yeah. This is some solid vicious mockery. Are you? What are you going here for? Maybe
basically, if Seamus ever needs any help, I'm going to be marking stuff. Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Go ahead and roll trick an NPC.
Very well.
Because one of that is like, take the bait and do what you want. So that could like make him stumble, giving Seamus a critical opportunity.
Actually, could I? Well, the other thing that just popped in my head was a confuse the senses, but
Oh, okay.
But if you want me to do the
senses,
you'll
have to get really close to him to do that.
Okay, then I don't mind doing the trick and NPC. With cunning, 6, 7, 8. With my cunning, it's an 11.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, his attention, like he's kind of like trying to. He sees back on his feet. He's swinging the sword up at Seamus, and then he sees you riding by, insulting him, and yeah, his attention is on you for like a split second. We'll see how Seamus reacts to that. Let me check in with Kiva and the boat over here. So the Y salmon, it's taking some damage. It's going down. You can hear some of your sailors being like that albino bat who was helping you, Aisling O'Mara, being like, Captain, we got to abandon the ship.
I'm gonna call for a retreat, but I'm not going to. I'm going to try to get on the other ship.
Whoa, okay.
I'm gonna try to sneak aboard and head for the magazine.
Wow. Okay. So as the Y salmon is like dropping, you leap onto the deck of the other ship. Go ahead and give me a sneak roll to make it down to their magazine.
It's a 9.
Okay. I believe you do have more of those plan of attacks if you want to make it a 10.
I do have 2 hold left. I'll spend 1.
Okay, it is a 10.
Okay.
See,
Otherwise, yeah, Admiral Danziger would have spotted you.
Okay.
But thanks to that, like you slip right behind his back, you duck into the hallways, and you head all the way down, and there is their gunpowder magazine.
Well, I'm good at one thing and one thing only. I'm here to create to destroy. I'm gonna try to do something with their gunpowder.
Oh man. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll that one.
That's a 6.
I can do it again, but that's all the hold.
Okay. You
Up to
gonna
you.
go for it, Seamus? It's up to you.
How's everyone else looking? Y'all hurt? Your armor's doing good?
That's fine.
I'm
Weapons still
doing relatively fine. I've marked a wear on my shield. She's nearly exhausted, but she's gonna clear out her exhaustion track at the next turn.
Yes.
Yeah,
By
there's
the way,
nothing-
because Seamus is my family and I am helping him to fulfill his nature, we both clear exhaustion.
Awesome.
Oh, very cool. It's a good move there.
Oh,
So what I'm saying is, if you want to spend this hold, then do it. You know.
yeah.
And if that
Does
ends
make-
up causing Yana to die, then so be it.
Oh man.
When you put it like that.
Yeah. It is up to you, Seamus. I think it is the last one though.
Yeah, your
is.
choice.
But then again, if Kiva fails this roll,
I mean, if Kiva
I-
fails this roll, Kiva's probably dying too. So.
If Kiva fails this roll, there is the out is there's a vital component that I'm missing to succeed. That's about it.
Oh.
And that's up to Michael to decide what that component is.
okay. So you might be screwed, but then again, you might be.
Might
able to
not be.
fix
Yeah.
it. It makes
Also,
for
this
an
isn't that
interest-
it detonates and kills you.
Yeah.
Oh no,
I
no.
really hope not.
Okay.
No, that would
I'm
not be
taking a
the
lot of
failure.
damage.
Don't worry.
Okay, you're fine then.
Okay.
All right. You realize like there's actually a lock on the gunpowder magazine, and you can't get in. You remember back up on the deck, Admiral Danziger had a key.
Okay. I have pickpocket.
All right, you dash back up to get
Actually,
that
I
key.
don't have pickpocket. Damn it! I have
Oh, you
pick
don't have
lock
it?
though. I have pick lock.
Yeah, pick lock is. But yeah.
Oh, okay. Yes, you can try and pick the lock. All right, that'll be next time. Yana,
Okay.
you and the Bloody Baron are just locked in combat. What are you saying? What are you doing?
I mean, she just says, "You've been waiting for this moment. Here it is." And yeah, she's gonna engage in melee. Obviously,
Nice.
I'm
Okay.
really hoping for a 12 or higher. I didn't get a
Alright.
12, but I did get a 9.
Okay. I mean, Seamus
So-
does have that one left, but a 9 is solid. 9 gives you 1.
9 gives her 1, so
Cool with just the one.
Huh?
You cool with just the one?
yeah, no, it's fine. This
Okay.
it's okay. Don't worry about it. I think that she is going to, at this point in the battle, suffer little harm.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Actually, you know what? I take that back. We'll inflict serious harm if I can try to do a parry on the shield when he attacks back, I guess.
Right. Okay. You will take 3 harm in the battle here, in the crossfire.
Okay. Can I use the parry property on the shield, or
Yeah. Go ahead.
so I think that's marking another wear on the shield.
Yes. So go ahead and roll with finesse for parry.
I believe if the parry uses might instead of finesse on the shield.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure for the King of
Yeah.
Kite Shields.
Yeah.
Or Queen of Kite Shields.
Queen of Kite Shields. Well, that's terrible. So that is a 6.
Okay.
We can't take it with us. I'll spend the hold to make it a 7.
Okay.
Nice. Okay, with a 7, you get to pick 1.
Then I am going to pick the takes no harm.
Right. Yeah, otherwise you would have taken 3.
Yeah. So it says you don't suffer any harm, so I'm taking that as
Yeah.
being good for its word.
Right. His falchion comes up like your sword, or how do you go for the stab? Or slap? How do you use your sword?
For when I'm attacking, how do I use the sword?
Yeah.
For when she like uses the sword, she's basically aiming for like the weak spots between armor. And then she kind of brings the shield up right as his sword's about to strike her.
Yes.
Like parrying
Nice.
it away.
So they crash together. I think as this is going on, your mounts like smash into each other. His boar is built a lot stronger than your goat,
Sure.
but your goat puts up a really good fight, and the combined like chaos of the collision ends up pushing you from the saddle, and he's falling out of the saddle as well. Like as his momentum was sort of deflected by the shield, and he loses his balance.
Okay.
So both of you, you don't take damage in this 'cause it's not too hard of a fall, and you're armored up enough. But you both, neither he nor you take damage from the fall. But you both like crash onto the snowy street. You're like pulling yourselves back up. He is just like roaring. He's got like the lynx, the hunter instinct is up, and he just comes rushing towards you again with another series of like rapid blows.
Okay.
All right.
And for her part, she does the Akira slide when she's knocked off the goat.
Oh, nice. Just like sliding. I mean, it's snowy
Yeah.
too, so you can do that. The
Yeah.
ground's slicking up. Yeah. Very cool. Okay.
So he's like roaring and screaming, and she's just there smiling and waiting.
Yeah, so he just rushes towards you.
And she's
Okay,
not
you did-
panting anymore because she cleared her exhaustion.
Nice. And you did like how much harm to him with that blow? How much does your sword do?
It was just one additional. The sword doesn't dictate how much damage it does. It's just
Yes,
I
I know
did
some
an
weapons
additional
do.
harm.
Yeah, so you've done 2 to him so far, so decent amount.
Yeah.
Okay, Seamus.
But I don't know. His armor could also be absorbing that. If he's
Yeah,
wearing
his armor's taking a lot of it there.
Yeah.
Seamus, how are you doing?
Uh,
You and Miklos battling it out.
for a brief aside, how's the situation in the station square?
I would say right now it could go either way. Their momentum fell thanks to Yana's charge and Kiva's cannon, but they're getting a lot of troops in there.
Does it
Oh.
look like the Lady Olga or Speckles have met their goals?
Who is going after your brother?
Speckles was going after the brother because Speckles seemed very good at moving very fast from our previous encounters.
Mm-hmm.
And Olga was the one trying to get the gate shut again.
Right. You do see that Olga has like reached it and is like fighting the hussars that are around it. Speckles shouts back like, "Yana, your brother, he's in the enemy camp."
Okay. As long as he doesn't move out of there, we're fine.
Okay, Seamus.
Yeah. Is there any way I could get the wardens to support Yana's forces? Maybe like get them to engage the Crimson Hussars. Keep
I
the
think they
pressure
already are. Like, yeah, Nan is like has left into their ranks, and Shinder Swan's there too. So they're all in the mix as well.
Okay. So that's good at least. So Seamus' full attention is on this guy right here, who I think is distracted due to Fen.
Yes.
All right, engage in melee. It's gonna take a big shot to whatever's vulnerable.
Right. I think you can get a +1 to this
Okay.
thanks to Finn's distraction.
All right. So engage in melee. That's a 6. That's another 6.
Oh man,
15.
15. Okay, which ones are you picking there?
All right. So several things. Going to inflict serious harm. 2 harms so far. Going to dismay my foe. I'm going to suffer little harm in the process. I'm also going to spend 1 wear on my axe, since it's sharp, add another +1. I'm going to spend 1 exhaustion, because it's large, to add another +1. So it's 4 harm altogether.
Oh man. How do you kill Miklos the Red?
Well, first Seamus is gonna go for the legs.
Whoa.
Get him on
Yeah,
his knees.
and this you don't just cut the like hurt the leg, you remove the leg.
Mhm.
And of course the classic, I mean, is this
Just
a
took off-
clown tabletop first?
got
This is
your-
the first
your
time
legs
you
off.
cut off a leg? Usually you guys go for the hands and the arms and stuff. I think this is the first. Leg removal. Wow. But yeah, you cut that leg clean off.
And then Seamus is going to ready his axe. In spite of everything you've done, still, good fight. I'll always honor the rules of engagement, unlike you. And he cuts his head off.
Whoa. A single swing, his mouth frozen in roar is just like cartwheel or not, it's just like spinning through the air, collapses. A second pause, and then the humongous geyser of blood squirts up from his neck as it collapses over, and he is
I
dead.
will note that we have had several decapitations because that's Iana's go-to.
Yes. So it was, yeah, so we got the decapitation in there, and as well as a cool de-legging. So
Well,
yeah,
Hey,
Miklos the
deca-
Red, 100%. Miklos the Red, Miklos the Dead. He's dead.
yes.
Decapitation is warranted in this part.
Well, it
Yeah,
seems
I mean,
you've-
Wolverines are tough, so sometimes
Oh,
you gotta
okay.
take off the head.
It seems you've taken the head off the prick.
Yeah, For the
Wow.
wardens in green. For all of them. But we still gotta fight to win. Nathan.
Aye, that we do.
Hey,
Onward then.
hey. Seamus is gonna grab Sven's hand and just hoist himself up onto the goat you got.
Yeah.
Hey,
Like a mountain
Look
goat.
along. Yeah.
Finn,
It's like-
you spot a large, giant swan flying around here somewhere.
I don't know if he's flying around anywhere. Maybe in the
Yeah, I
fray.
think he had jumped down into the battle.
Dang. Was gonna have him do something with the capybaras. Got a good plan.
Very well. Oh, and if you want to use this, he points to the canister on his back. That's quite effective.
Ah. Flamethrower, eh? But I think that's more your speed, isn't it, lad?
Sure. That's I was hoping to possibly use it for pyrotechnics later, but we have to survive this first.
Well, come on. They need us in there.
Aye.
Okay, and as you guys are charging back into the city, I guess are you using like the sewer tunnel to get your way back in? Or just going at the
Sure.
gates?
Or no, just go straight for the gate.
All right, you're galloping straight for the gate. Finn, it'll be up to you for a second. But both you guys look up and you see a white and black speckled shape flying among the clouds. So you know that is Semyon. Or actually, I don't know. Did you tell them about the Ice Riders and Semyon?
Yeah, we never covered it, but she would have told the core group about it.
Okay. So
She
yeah,
wouldn't have told, but she wouldn't have told anybody else because
Okay.
she doesn't know who's a spy. She just knows these three aren't, you know?
Right, got it. Yes, so you guys know like the Ice Riders are on the way.
Yeah, and I just sent a chat, but like the reason she's not like, oh God, follow him into the enemy camp is she knows that's what the Ice Riders are about to ride into. So
Okay, a good
you know what
point.
I mean?
Yeah,
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so Finn, you are like you're on the back of this goat galloping towards the enemy. You still have your flamethrower. What are you doing here?
Funny thing is I don't actually have Harry or Storm the Roof.
Oh
among my
man.
things.
Okay.
So it's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna try it out with this flamethrower. I guess I'll try and storm. Well, actually, yeah. Try and storm it, which I think would, since I don't have it among my weapon skills, I think it's just a trust bait.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. Yeah, go ahead and roll trust fate for this one.
Oh, that's good. With luck, it's an 11.
Whoa. Oh, and yes, Seamus, you did take Miklos the Red's head with you. The Red Dead head. It's with you. Red Head Redemption. Um, Finn, yeah, as you're riding in, you just like bring up the flamethrower, shoot a burst of fire in front of you. This goat, why have there's never been flamethrowers on horseback before? It seems so effective and good.
Because it usually spooks them.
Yeah. Well, this goat.
Yeah, in real life, it would scare the living
It's
crap out of a
scared the living
horse.
crap out of the horse. Yeah.
Someone must have, like in World War One, they must have tried that. Like they had flamethrowers, they had horses, they must have done something like that. It probably went horribly, but in this case, it works. The flame
Somehow.
shoots out into like the back of the Ermine Guard, just like incinerates a bunch of them, sends fire everywhere. Yeah, their assault is getting like really messed up here. Okay, Kiva.
That's one way to make an entrance.
Kiva, you're going for the pick lock.
Yes.
Okay.
Rolled snake eyes. It's a 5.
Okay, I think at this point you are found by Admiral Danziger, as well as a bunch of those giant otters. You're gonna take how much harm? How much harm have you taken, or how many do you have left?
I have 1 box remaining.
Okay, you now have no boxes remaining. One more
Okay.
will kill you. Oh,
You muted
Kiefer, you're
yourself.
muted.
Muted.
I accidentally hit my keyboard that muted me. Is this like a sort of like iron grates that
Yeah.
is there a lantern nearby?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna grab the lantern and throw it at him. At the the gunpowder casks.
Okay. Go ahead and roll Rex something, or I guess is there what's the
I
explosive one?
have something called that's called arsonists.
Yes,
When I wreck
yeah,
something with
that's it.
flagrantly dangerous means, I roll with luck.
Okay.
That's an 11.
Okay. Here's what happens. You're picking the lock, it doesn't work. Then you feel terrible pain in your back. You've been hit by a crossbow bolt from like a hand crossbow. You look down, you see Danziger and just like pointing, these 2 otters racing towards you. You think like, this is this is it. Like, what's going through your mind as you pick up the lantern to hurl it in and destroy everything? Maybe yourself too.
The thoughts that I go through our mind are, as long as Tiana gets the throne, it'll be worth it.
You
Good.
hurl it in. An explosion rips through the ship. Kiva is hurled outside, splashes into the water. The blast throws you towards a little closer to the shore. You are sinking. You are horribly injured from this explosion. You do not. You cannot feel like certain legs and limbs. You think. I mean, you start drowning. You think this is probably the end. Then, a small squirrel hand bursts through the water, grabs your arms, pulls you back up, and you see that it is Anna, who has pulled you out and is like hauling you onto the shore very hard. She's a small, squirrel girl, but she gets you up there. She's crying, and she's like, Kiva, I did it. I learned your lessons, and I'm here to help you.
I sort of smile and then I imagine pass out.
Oh yeah. So you have survived, but I think I mean, the injuries can perhaps be healed a little bit, but I think like your days as a nimble arsonist are over.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're probably going to be either in a wheelchair or using a cane for the rest of your days. Okay. Yana, you and the Baron are still fighting it out. You've taken some damage. He's taken some damage. What are you doing now?
I mean, she just kind of does the quick sword twirl and then charges right back in at him. I mean, it's not like she knows all these horrible things are happening. She's just
Yeah.
fighting the Baron.
No. Oh, but also I should
Pretty
say,
loud bit.
Kiva, yeah, you like take a look behind you. The flagship is sinking. It's gone. It is like you like before you pass out, you see that it is like going under the waves, and you've like won that part of the battle just there.
I mean, the only thing that really changes about what's happening with Yana right now is that there's also a badass explosion behind her.
Oh yeah, humongous like day to night kind of explosion.
All right.
Night to day.
Actually-
Fire raining down from above
Oh yeah,
everywhere.
fragments just cutting down through the ice, steam going everywhere.
As she wheels in, and finally, I've had this move forever, and I want to tell you what it is. And
Okay.
I never roll a 12, and I just rolled a 12.
Oh man, all right. what is
9
it?
on the dice plus 3 might is a 12. Greatest of the age. When you engage an enemy in melee, you take all 4 options and 1 for double effect when you roll a 12 plus.
Oh man. Okay, so you're taking no harm.
Yeah.
Which one are you doing the double effect? This is the harm one.
Yeah, she's doing double on inflict serious harm. It also lets her shift her range up 1 step, or lets her
Okay.
shift her range 1 step, and she impresses, dismays, or frightens the foe. I want to go with frighten because she's, instead of moving, because I believe up close is more for like daggers and stuff. So that's like you're right on top of somebody, which makes it very hard to hit them with a sword. And this is why he doesn't hit her back.
Mm-hmm.
She's moved into, I forget the exact ranges. Is it intimate, close, and far? Or
Yeah, I believe that's it. I can check the list here, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it.
she's
Yeah,
moved
intimate,
into,
close and far.
yeah, she's moved into intimate after she stabs him. Hopefully for a decent effect. And whispers to him like, "You feel that? That's the breath of the Reaper breathing down your neck, old man."
Ooh, okay, yeah. You get through a weak point in his armor. The blade goes all the way through. You hear like a gurgle in the end of his growl, and as he's like, as you're like holding close to him, he like looks up at you, and he just like, he's gritting his teeth, and he's just like, "End it."
Can she end it at this point?
Yeah, that was like a mortal blow. So it was like a mortal wound.
In the old way, then, she says, and she bites his neck to end it.
Oh man. He just like howls, and it turns into his death rattle, and then just gurgling as you tear his throat the fuck out.
Because if you're gonna be an animal, you might as well kill like an animal every once in
yeah,
a while.
you got to do it. What do you do with like his body as like his lifeblood is spilling down your chin?
She just like spits out the bit of like neck flesh. She's not a cannibal,
Oh yeah, that'd be gross.
right? That would be disgusting.
Mhm.
And just lets his body like fall to the ground.
Oh yeah, it just
and-
like clanks down,
Yeah.
making
And
the
s-
dust or the
yeah.
snow like fall, shiver a little bit as he collapses there.
And
onto
she
the
says-
flagstones.
And she says, "Father, I have avenged thee."
Yes, and the bloody Baron is no more. And this is when you guys hear the sound of hooves. Everybody like looks back, even from, it's following the echo of this tremendous explosion which took out the flagship of the Grand Sable Imperial Fleet. Yes, they hear the thunderous pounding of many hooves, and you guys, you can see it through the gate, which now Lady Olga is controlling. A wave of ice riders just charging out of the woods, these elaborately decorated with like sashes and fur caps, and their ears flicked back and humongous furry mustaches. these white Arctic hares on white goats, racing through, hoisting up their sabers, swinging them down, and just like scything right into the Grand Imperial camp. Admiral Bunziga just like is forcing his way through the battle. He's still holding one of his like arquebuses, and he shouts out like, now is our chance. We catch them in the middle. Come on, boys, charge! And your forces, they're all racing together. The skunks, the axolotls, the defenders, even Shelford, that turtle who Seamus inspired last time, that talk native, his head's well out of his shell now. They like race through, crash into the enemy, who is now like just breaking apart. They retreat, which is the worst thing an army can do, because now they're even more vulnerable. And yeah, they are just caught between forces and are driven back into the camp. So we're sort of out of combat here. I mean, I think Kiva's still recovering. What do Yana, Seamus, and Finn do as they race into the enemy camp?
Yana's looking for two people, which is Septimius von Stahl and her brother.
Okay, I would say you find them. I mean, the camp is getting just destroyed by these ice riders. You see von Stahl and your brother are on like a wagon, pulled by like two pretty fast like rams, and are trying to like ride away into the woods.
Okay. If the
And Seamus and Finn, you guys are there too. You're all kind of riding together, charging into the camp.
Well, I can bar their path if you wish.
Please do.
All right, so Finn will ride ahead and create a wall of fire in front of them.
Ooh, all right, yes. So you can mark.
I will mark another where.
All right. Finn just like sprays the flamethrower, and yeah, this wall of flame leaps to life. The rams like panic and aren't able to go past it, and yeah, their assault is stopped. Von Stahl like tugs at the reins, and Evgeny and him both sort of stand up and are like, they like hop down. They see you riding in. They're not sure what you're gonna do. And
Could I say
Semyon.
something?
Oh yeah, go ahead, Finn.
Did we say that you could leave?
Oh, Von Stahl is like, I should have known I couldn't trust you when you picked my pockets the first time we met.
Well,
I
I
don't
don't
remember
believe
which
that
one
was
of you
me. I
did
believe
it.
that was our young hair friend. Anyway.
I should have known.
Please stop speaking now, Septimius, or I will run you through.
Yeah, Semyon
want
like
to see-
flaps down and lands next to you. Yeah, Von Stahl goes silent. Evgeny looks very sad and confused, and he's like, Yana.
And when he tries to speak to her, she just grabs his face with both of her hands. And a fox can't necessarily kiss, but she's doing like the kiss of death from The Godfather with,
Whoa,
Michael and
the nuzzle
Fredo.
of death.
Yeah, the muzzle of death. As she like puts her head, I guess it's the puts her head against his head move is what she's
Yeah.
been doing so far instead of kissing. She puts her head against his and goes, "This is the kingdom that you bargained for. It is a kingdom of ash, brother. I will not see you again." And then she lets him go, gestures to one of the wolves to basically take him.
Okay. So General Gaze is there with you, and he's like, Yana, you wish his head to grace a pike?
I do not wish to ever see him again, but I do not wish for him to live beyond the next 5 minutes.
Whoa.
You're just going to kill your brother like that.
Yes, this is our way.
Semyon is like, Tsarinas are not known for mercy, but is this truly how you wish to start your reign? If it is, so be it.
What should I do with him instead? I am trying to listen.
Semyon is like, he can still be useful to us. We can send him far away, I think he respects you. I mean, he wanted to put your family at least on the Winter Throne. I think Yana, let the Silent Wings have their way with him, and we can find him useful. There's many places in the world where an agent of unquestionable loyalty with royal blood can be very useful.
If I may, mercy does tend to win over the people as well. And it could be a great story to tell.
And yet he would have killed me.
Then you are the better sibling.
Hey Les, do you really want to start off your reign with even more bloodshed of your family?
I suppose not. So, brother, is this what you want? Exile?
Evgeny's like, I have failed as a brother for so long. I couldn't protect you. I couldn't protect father. And now when I try to help to try and get our family into the throne once more, I failed once more. So do what you will with me, but I will help you in exile as best I can. Maybe then I can do what a brother should if you give me that chance.
Very well. I do wish to be a just ruler, not a butcher. You will live, but until I can find it in my heart to actually forgive you, we're done talking.
Semyon is like, very good, we will take him under our wing. And now we come
By
to
the way,
matter
can
of-
she just make really quickly double check that Semyon doesn't have any ulterior motives here?
Oh, like figure someone out?
Yeah.
Sure, go ahead.
That's a 10.
Ooh, okay, so you can ask 3 questions.
Oh, okay. I mean, the basic thing I want to know is, does he seem like he wants to use my brother to start a coup?
Oh, no. I mean, he's already doing a coup with you.
That's true, but you never know when somebody's going to do a double coup.
The coup, yeah.
The counter revolution.
Yes.
I'm just trying to remember what all the other options are.
Yeah, like, is he telling the truth? What's he really...
Basically, what's he intend to do? What's he really feeling? And is he telling the truth?
Okay, so yeah, he's telling the truth. He's not going to do a counter coup. And he does really want to put you on the throne.
Okay.
But you also get the idea that he's loyal, he's loyal to the realm, as another fantasy property spy master character said. Like, he honestly believes you're going to be a better Tsarina than your sister. So, or your aunt, sorry.
My aunt, yeah.
Yeah.
I apologize. My blood is still hot from the battle.
He's like, oh, I completely understand. And that brings us to the matter of Septimius von Stahl. Please, Jan, as you said, can this ferret go into the talons of the Silent Wings?
We had already agreed to that before. I will not renege on my promise to you.
Very good. And he leans his big owl face closer to von Stahl and is like, I've long looked forward to this, to meeting my counterparts in these situations. We have a great deal to discuss. And von Stahl is like, keeping calm. So is like, he's, kind of smoothing his fur back and is like, certainly, we can come to some sort of arrangement, I'm sure. Still trying to kind of keep control. But yeah, he is led away in chains.
Oh,
And-
before he goes, I do want to say one thing to him. You will always have my gratitude for one thing. You did provide me with an excellent squire.
Yes, Esther S. and I was sure was not in the battle. She's back safe in the city with the Doge.
Yeah, she's not like, here's the giant bloody battle kit. Hold my sword. No.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure in real medieval battles, the squires would go in there, and yeah, not so good for them. But thankfully, we don't do child endangerment on like that. And here at Tyrant Tabletop, we disagree with the idea of sending squires into battle. Okay. So with that, there is like a total victory, and now you guys decided you were going to use Flammarion's gunpowder formula to like outfit Giannis to like make gunpowder for Giannis troops to help lead them against Yekaterina. And that is where they start moving off. I don't know if you guys are going with her. I mean, let's check around. Let's see what everybody is doing. Maybe not like long term in case you want to revisit these characters, but in like maybe a year's time, we'll say. Like, what are these characters doing? Where are they in the world? I think Knives and Spoons, um, Jenny and Alex were kind of saying last time they were going to take Flamarion's offer. So they settle and talk. They take over his workshop. They settle down and they get to like, enjoy some of their old age using all his amazing tools to make great inventions that Spoons can sell. With all their grandchildren like settling around them and being there close by, their children and grandchildren. Maybe Spork can be a cool character with some future adventures. We'll see it. We'll see if they or any of the other children return. But what are the rest of you guys doing in like a year's time? Let's start. Let's see. Let's start with Kiva.
Yeah.
Kiva suffered a lot in that battle, sacrificed a lot of her health. And so what is Kiva like in a year's time? Where is she in this world and what is she doing?
In a year's time, Kiva, well, specifically right after the battle, there's no way that little squirrel girl was going to be able to drag Kiva really anywhere. But I still had the map, at least partially, because it was probably mostly destroyed, of the smugglers' routes throughout Top.
Yeah.
So with that in hand, Anna was able to sort of, mind the pun here, squirrel me away, until we could find some sort of back alley doctor to fix her up as best they can. Then she sort of just vanished, went to what's the name of the city? The Katzenberg.
Katzenberg, yeah, the big city.
Went to Katzenberg with the rest of the crows, and I don't know, probably moved to talk after that. And by the end of the year, sort of, it's a much better city for what they do.
Oh, sure. Do we think Kiva still in the game as kind of like a mastermind type figure, or is Kiva just like retiring completely?
Kiva's retiring and being more of a parent to these wayward kids.
Nice. So,
but not contacting Finn, Seamus, or Yana. Just
wow.
At this point, it'd be easier for them to assume that she was dead.
So Kiva's kind of dropped off the map and is out of the game. But yeah, gets a
from her again.
But Kiva does get a happy ending. I think you can imagine, or we can see like, Anna be coming back with the other crows from some school. They've been like picking the teachers' pockets. Kiva's telling them not to. But yeah, they're getting like, an education. They may still have some roguish traits, but they're going to be having a better childhood than they otherwise would have for sure.
Yeah, better childhood than I got, better childhood than that Martin got.
Yeah.
Trying to break that cycle.
Whoa, very cool. What about so what is Finn doing in like a year's time with his troop?
Finn takes up the offer. Finn
of the Doge?
Of the Doge, yeah. And I believe that keeps him in the city of Talk, and his troop becomes the court entertainers, I guess, for lack of a better term.
Oh yeah.
And I'd like to think that and Patrick can say yay or nay, but he made, during a performance, I think he sees a small figure in a crow mask in the audience and sort of stares off for a second and shakes it off and continues.
Sounds
yeah,
like her.
Finn becomes like, as the court poet, the court
Yeah.
you know,
And
musician
yeah,
with his troupe.
and he takes all of his adventures to pen and paper or ink and paper, I guess, to quill, and uses them and performs them to any who have watched them.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Finn becomes like, a world famous, balladeer with like songs and sonnets that are like studied, become part of the canon of Dark Forest literature and art in the future. Yeah, super cool. Okay, what happens to Yana? So you have gunpowder, you have this army. You think in a year's time Yana has taken the Winterborn throne?
I think it's likely, especially with like the massive superiority, and she's, basically won over the wolves and the hares. So there's not a whole lot of resistance, anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, because the owls also seem to be on her side, so she's already basically snatched up the infrastructure.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
For what it's worth. Now, whether or not advisors talk her out of killing her aunt, I don't know. But she certainly would want to.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Maybe she's like, Mary Queen of Scots style, just like locked up, just.
Yeah,
waiting for
I
the right
mean, I feel
moment
like
to
the
get
advisors
the
keep
job.
being like, no, you're going to be too much like your aunt if you like kill your relatives. Remember, that's the thing she did that everybody really hated, and she's like, right. But she killed everybody, so it's just her. They're like, no. I mean, this stuff happens in private. Like in private, it becomes known. Like Yana occasionally really wants to kill people, and we always talk her out of it. But like, the general reputation she has is that she's this very just leader who, spares her enemies, even though really she kind of doesn't want to a lot. Until it eventually becomes habit of hers, But in this first year, she's still wartime. But unlike when people did start mass using gunpowder to slaughter everybody, she doesn't engage in total war. So I'm at least for this much altering history, that her response to like, wow, I can kill everybody, isn't to just kill everybody. It's she still focuses on soldiers rather than, the soldiers and their wives and their kids and just the whole town, just destroy it all. Who cares? Whee!
Right. So yeah, Yana is kind of like holding. I mean, she takes over the Winterborn, maybe in like a year's time. She has her coronation,
Yeah.
like seated on that throne, the big like icicle snowflake crown placed on her head.
Yeah.
General Gazon, like a big fancy dress uniform, and Semyon and little Petrov all like next to you, as Esther Essen like brings, or Esther Essen be the one who brings over the crown. I imagine her squireship like continues, though she will have to go back home at some point, but she's still, hang along for the ride.
She tries really hard to like adopt the kid into the Winterborn Dominion as like, sort of, because royals did this a lot of like, yeah, I know you really belong to this other kingdom, but you're with us,
Yeah.
But not treating her as shitty as like, Theon Greyjoy got treated.
Oh, good. Okay.
You know,
Yeah, she's part of the court there.
the other thing though I do want to note is that if it was reported to her that Kiva was dead, she would believe that. So
She doesn't really seek out Kiva afterwards.
Huh?
So she wouldn't like search for Kiva.
No, because we've established before she's not terribly clever. So
Okay.
if she's told Kiva is dead, she feels horrible about it because she was supposed to protect Kiva. It is her connection with Kiva is literally protect her, so that Kiva died because Yana didn't get as insistent as Yana thought she should have, of like, no, you need to be near me always. Which was, if you remember, the last thing she really said to Kiva was,
Yeah.
I want you here with me. I want you by my side. And, that kind of cements with her the idea of like, if I think I need to protect somebody, then I'm going to protect them. And it's not their opinion as to whether or not I protect them, I protect them. So, and that's also kind of how she feels about the country. It's like, yes, some people are going to object to the monarchy, but me being the ruler is better for these people than the rabble ruling, because she's seen what it looks like when rabble rules a country and it's
Right.
bad.
And there's chaos, yeah, and war.
Yeah, like pure chaos is bad. Monarchy that is just power hungry is bad. She is hoping to educate people better so that maybe in the future they'll be able to run the country.
Okay.
But if you suddenly just let them be able to run the country without having any tools to do so, she's seen what happens in the Dark Forest when that is the case.
Right. And I think we see like less, the Winterborn aren't trying to like conquer the Dark Forest.
No, she would rather like have trade with the Dark Forest and try to conquer it.
Yeah.
I'd imagine that the Winterborn Dominion is very rich in like mineral resources
Oh, sure. Mhm.
that the Dark Forest isn't. But the Dark Forest has a lot of agriculture that the Winterborn Dominion doesn't have.
Yeah. So we see sort of a less imperialistic, more equal relationship there.
Yes,
I think, like-
and
Mhm.
go ahead.
There's still like an uneasy Cold War between the Grand Sable Empire. So it goes back to an uneasy peace instead of all-out war.
Right, because I don't think the Grand Sable Empire is willing to agree to no, you don't have a claim on the Dark Forest.
Yeah.
So even though the Winterborn Dominion has decided, at least for her generation, we're not going to try to take over the Dark Forest, there's a good chance whoever comes after her changes their mind, and I think everybody in the Dark Forest kind of knows that.
That is
It's
fair.
like,
I mean,
Okay, she's in charge now and she's going to leave us alone, but what about her kids?
a good point.
But she does also make a statue to the fallen heroes of the Battle of Talk. She commissions that for the city of Talk. And the fallen heroes are a good sampling of things, but she makes sure to include a rabbit that is decidedly Kiva.
Which Kiva can actually like pass on her day, on her daily commute. She sees the statue of herself.
Of course, I mean, though I'm sure some of the kids, some of the squirrel, the crows, knowing that statue is supposed to me, definitely do sort of minor vandalism by putting a crow mask over it or something at one particular point or another.
Whoa, awesome. All right, and what?
But it definitely says a gift of the Winterborn Dominion on it. It's a
Yeah,
Statue of
nice,
Liberty
kind of
kind of
nice.
thing.
Yeah.
A gesture of friendship, absolutely. Okay, amazing.
You're lucky
So-
it's not just Kiva, because it was very nearly it's just Kiva. It's just a giant statue of Kiva, and it says for the
Oh,
fallen. And
lest we forget.
let's not forget
Um,
Kiva.
Who's just sitting there looking at it like, that's too much. I don't need this.
Right. So there are a few other things in there too.
And what becomes of Seamus and the Green Wardens?
Right. So as Kat had said, the Empire's probably, well, the Grand Sable Empire is probably not going to agree with the Dark Forest, being on its own. And we don't know who's going to come after Yana. So Nan and Seamus, they're going to get to work. They're going to try and organize the Dark Forest, not just into this loose collection of villages and clearings, but into its own sovereign nation within a year. They're going to use the funds that Seamus earned during the whole war, we would say, which comes out to 21 value. I don't know how much that is.
I mean, that's substantial.
Yeah, so he's going to use that to try and fund, the Green Wardens, turn them into, the standard army of the Dark Forests. Every
Wow.
clearing and village in the forest is going to have, a station of wardens, just on the lookout for any dangers that might drag us into another war.
Whoa, very cool.
Yep, and the
so-
villages will probably set up. There's not going to be any kings or queens in the forest, but more like a ruling council of the leaders of every village. And we'll set up trade agreements with the Dominion, of course, but we'll also, try and get respected as our own nation. The Dark Forest is here, and we're here to stay. We don't want to be caught between these two big powers anymore.
Nice. So yeah, I think Seamus with General Bunzika with this gunpowder, you were able to turn the Dark Forest into an actual power that can, that has unity, and you kind of go into politics, which I don't know how Seamus would do with that. But like,
I don't
yeah,
think I don't think Seamus is going to be on the council himself, but he's going to be like the military leader along with Nan.
right. And yeah,
Speaking of
thanks to
which,
them, they're
sorry,
able to. Oh yeah, go ahead.
yeah, sorry to interrupt, but I got one last thing after you're done talking.
Okay. And yeah, they're able to like, protect for now at least, protect the Dark Forest from like foreign incursions and yeah, help it become independent and flourish.
And one last thing to end it on a happy note. Seamus and Nan are finally going to get married at the end of the year.
Oh,
A warrior's wedding, where Cinder Swan is the best man.
oh man, I love it.
If,
He has gone.
if Finn gets invited to that wedding, he
Of course.
will insist on being the entertainment of the thing.
Oh, amazing. So yeah, peace has come to the Dark Forest. The war is over, and all four heroes have found sort of a peaceful future. But however, be aware, um, peace doesn't last forever. Gunpowder is now loose in the world. It's only a matter of time until it becomes widespread. And after all, this whole adventure was just one chapter in the history of the Dark Forest. So we may see a return to this setting and a return to these characters later on down the line. But yeah, that brings this this entire series to a close. So again, huge shout out to you guys for being there the whole time. Big thank you to our guest stars. Big thank you to Scooter, of course, the man who has put it all together. The real king of the Dark Forest.
Shit. Dude,
I'm giving you, yeah, the real crowned wearer.
I'm the guy in the back, just, making sure the leaves are spread around right. And
Yeah. Hey, he
behind-
makes it all possible. And of
That's the
course,
behind- technician
rolling
would.
count.
that's all I do. No, thanks, man. This is really cool because when you label this the history of the Dark Forest, I was like, okay. And it's like, to me, it was like a season of the Dark Forest. Like this could have happened many times in the past, and this is, and
yeah,
we don't see.
that's like history. History is
It's
long.
just, yeah. So this is pretty cool. Really got to see how the politics are now laid out for the Dark Forest in current times. So we'll see if this ever returns. We don't know. But thank you so much, everybody that supported this. Thank you so much for the guests that were in here, of course, and of course the regular, Nick, Patrick, Marvin, Kat for being here the whole time, and Alex and Jenny for coming in and not just doing, just being on here and playing some really cool characters on the one shots, and then of course Spoons and Knives, but also to putting together this whole layout, the whole Dark Forest
Right.
idea,
Song in
layout,
Logo.
the
Yeah.
theme song, cool team that they have over there. So cool shout out to them. If you don't know about them, just check out, there's links and stuff out there. But Jenny does some pretty cool stuff when it comes to video production and those types of things. So make sure and check out what she does. And if you want to know how to get a hold of her, I mean, I'm pretty sure Michael does. So and thank you so much, Michael. Seriously, like
Yes.
the brainchild of Michael Panish. Yet again, we have this most amazing brainchild. He can take any sort of, hey, some animal creatures, and there's a cool RPG that does that. Let's just run with that. And we have now, I counted them just a minute ago, like 19 episodes of the Dark Forest creation and people, and of course the storytellers within you guys as characters really establishes what's going on here. So hopefully everybody that's hopped in and watched once in a while really enjoyed it, especially Gray Mouse. Thank you so much for always popping in there. And of course,
Huge
Londell.
thanks to Gray Mouse. To
Yep.
anybody who is watching on YouTube or elsewhere.
For sure. And thanks to Londell, who pops in every once in a while when he can, because he's usually playing his own home D&D game, RPG game on Tuesdays. So thank you so much, everybody out there that supports us. just by watching and showing up locally, and showing up to watch us here or watch us in VOD, or you don't watch us but you really like what we're doing anyways. We thank you so much for being out there in the community and playing games with each other. So until you see us next time, it will probably be on a Tuesday, unless we this kind of show will be on a Tuesday, but who knows, we might do some other stuff popping up here and there on a live stream just for the heck of it. So but until then, you got to always pull up a chair and make
And
time to
Time
tabletop.
to tabletop.
It's the whole purpose we labeled our channel and the whole company about this. Pull up a
It's the
chair,
whole
make
thing.
time to tabletop. There's a reason behind all of this. So, all right, everyone, we will see you very, very soon. Sooner than you think.
Sooner than you think. Good night, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the show.